Good morning, Ultimate Hustlers. Today we're talking 25 mental health tips for entrepreneurs. As you guys know, we dedicate Wednesdays to Wellness Wednesdays, where we bring you a show on a topic concerning the health of us as entrepreneurs and how we can better manage and improve it. And today we found a very good checklist from some very high-ranking entrepreneurs and CEOs, and they shared their top tips for maintaining mental health in this space. So do me a favor, comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand, and share with us your favorite mental health tip as an entrepreneur. What do you do to stay sane in this crazy world of business? And y'all know how I like to say it. Smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen, because we can no longer afford to hoard information. There is entrepreneurs on your timeline looking for the keys to staying mentally sharp. So make sure you guys share this with them, and let's kick it, people.
Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities, and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally, or I've learned from, or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network, and when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks.
All right, Ultimate Hustlers, here we go. Welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur from monetizemylifeacademy.com, where we want to help you learn how to turn your gifts, talents, and special abilities into income. So I want to give you a copy of my book for free. Just cover shipping, and it is yours. In addition to the book, you also get instant access to one of my most popular courses, How to Become an Influencer, which is a game changer. When you apply these strategies and learn how to leverage the internet, mainly social media, to get your message out, you can start having a passive impact on the world, and ultimately passive income will begin to chase you, in the words of the good brother Ben X. Good morning, everybody. Make sure you comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand, and all you got to do is go to monetizemylifeacademy.com/free book to get yourself a copy of this book. We're talking 25 mental health tips for entrepreneurs. It is very important for any and all of us to take care of our mental sanity, to stay mentally clear, mentally sharp. But there are some things that you have to put into practice on a regular basis. And I found this article that I'm going to share with you guys here in a second that really, 25 CEOs and top level entrepreneurs shared their thoughts on what they do to be mentally sharp. And I'm going to share those with you guys today. A couple quick announcements before we get rocking and rolling. The Monetize My Life Academy Mastermind is Open enrollment is going on. You can actually get enrolled for just $1. What is the Monetize My Life Digital Marketing Mastermind all about? It is where we take entrepreneurs who are getting started in this game and we share with you the best practices on how to use digital marketing, social media, websites, videos, sales funnels, podcasts, and blogs, and everything that you need to do to get your message in front of the right people and create the systems that you need to work for you on autopilot. Last night, we talked about building your home on the internet, your own website, in this month's mastermind meeting. And I just want to help you grow where you are. It's $1 to start. And if you like it, you can continue with your membership for a low monthly fee. Check out monetizemylifeacademy.com. Also, I want you to tag your favorite influencers. If you know people that you love and they have strong, powerful messages and good products and services, and they're successful at what they do, I'm always looking for guests to bring on to the show. In particular, I'm looking for those in the health field to hit up Wellness Wednesdays. I love to bring doctors on and healthcare practitioners on Wellness Wednesday to actually, bring a professional opinion to how we can better take care of ourselves as entrepreneurs. And last but not least, for those of you who are looking to add another stream of income to your household, if you don't already have your own business, or if you're a coach or consultant and you want to bring financial literacy as an add-on to what you're doing in your coaching practice, we need to talk. Text keyword franchise to 314-874-6887. I'll show you what we got going on and how we're fighting the war on poverty, one family at a time. So it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for us to get into 25 mental health tips for entrepreneurs. This article I found was on the Calvin Rosser blog, and it is straight fire. But before we get into that, y'all know we like to start off every episode of the Cortez Hustle Show with the quote of the day. And today's quote comes from my good friend, Nikisha D. Smith. I had her on my show a couple years ago, and when she said this quote, I nearly fell out of my chair laughing, but I also analyzed it and I was like, man, that is one of the dopest quotes I have ever heard. She said, the sun don't care who it blinds when it shines. The sun don't care who it blinds when it shines. And she actually used some other language when she said it. But I want you guys to think about that, because so many of us are dimming our light to appease those who are around us. The sun rises every morning and it shines as bright as it possibly can. And it has no concern whether or not you're going to be blinded. It has no concern whether or not you've got an allergy towards some of its rays. It has no concern whether or not you've got skin cancer. It's going to shine as bright as humanly possible. And those who can't deal with it, it is not the sun's problem. And I want to encourage you today to live your life in the same way. It is not your problem that those around you cannot handle all of your awesomeness. That is not your problem, my friend. Do not, and don't you ever dim your light to allow somebody else to shine. Don't you dim your light because your light is too bright for others. Don't you dim your light because it might be causing problems in the lives of someone else. No, my friend. You get up every morning and you be the best version of yourself. And if someone has a problem with it, it is just that, their problem, not yours. I want you guys to always remember that. The sun don't care who it blinds when it shines. You guys realize there are people who are literally allergic to sun rays. Like if they go outside not covered up, they could die. Now, it's not a whole lot of those people, but there's a few. Sun don't care nothing about that. You know what the sun realizes is that it creates more life than it does destruction. We couldn't live without the sun. And I want you to know that there's people in your life that is revolving around you, and they couldn't live without your light. So never, ever, ever feel guilty about winning. Never, ever, ever feel bad about shining bright. And if you are bothering people in your atmosphere because of how bright your light shines, then you might need to get up and move, ladies and gentlemen. So that is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. And the quote of the day is brought to you by Monetize My Life Academy. It is the digital marketing mastermind for solopreneurs who are trying to figure out this online marketing world, how you can turn your business leveraging the internet and scale it and grow it, increase your reach, increase your impact, which in increasing your impact, you will also increase your income. So let's get to this article, man, on the Calvin Rosser blog. Let me just share the actual link with you guys as well, because we won't read all of it, but you, my friend, can go through it at your leisure. And I can tell you right now, we're going to do a two-part series on this. I'm going to do about 12 or 13 of them today. And then next Wednesday, we'll wrap this thing up. But this is some great stuff, man. How many of you guys have, as entrepreneurs, from time to time felt you slipping off center mentally as you're building and growing your business? It happens. The question is, what do you do when it happens, right? Entrepreneurship is hard. Coming up with an idea, launching a product, and growing your business over time comes with many peaks and valleys. To build a successful business over the long term, you need to keep your mind, body, and soul sharp. But how do you do that? To learn more about the best tactics for staying mentally well while building business, I recently asked 132 entrepreneurs about the most transformative mental health and wellness practices. And here are the top 25. Number 1, practice self-care. Number 1, practice self-care. One thing I've learned, and this is from Manny Hernandez, founder and CEO of Omni. One thing I've learned from my experience as an entrepreneur is the importance of self-care. As an entrepreneur, the best thing you can do for your business is to create a practice of self-care. Stress is a normal physical and emotional response to a threatening or overwhelming task or situation that can have major consequences if not properly managed. As an entrepreneur, do you take time to care for yourself? It doesn't have to be anything major or crazy. Yeah, once a month, once a quarter, you might do a retreat, but every day I go outside and I put my bare feet on the ground. Every day I go outside and I talk to the plants in my garden. Every day I go outside and I eat some of my fresh greens straight from the ground. I don't take them in the house. I don't wash them off. That's part of my process of self-care, right? What is your favorite self-care act that you do daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or at least yearly? You got to take care of yourself as entrepreneurs, right? Especially as entrepreneurs, stress is going to play a role in your life. So learning how to deal with it is very vital. One of the best ways to work that work for me is self-care. Self-care is when you choose behaviors that balance the effects of emotional and physical stressors, such as exercising, eating healthy foods, getting enough sleep, practicing yoga. What is your favorite self-care act? And if you have not already smashed that share button, ladies and gentlemen, you are slipping on your pimping. Make sure you guys hit that share button as well. There's entrepreneurs on your timeline who need to hear this. Number 2, share your struggles with others. This is why our mastermind is so important, right? Is because we really come together and we're sharing not only our wins, but also our losses, our emotions, and how things are happening and going with us in business. And we're creating that support system. And there's nothing like sharing your struggles with people who actually understand, right? If people who don't have business and they don't understand, sometimes without even trying, they can be some of the most insensitive people that you can imagine, right? Like, you could talk about the struggles in your business and they might say, well, why is it even worth it? You might just want to get a job. It's like, oh, why would you say that to an entrepreneur, right? The one habit of or practice that has been most, and this is from Joel Muse, co-founder and CEO of Tranquility Online, right? These are all CEOs and business owners, right? The one habit of practice that has been the most helpful for me, especially regarding stress as it relates to my professional life, has been to try my best to share my struggles with other entrepreneurs, business executives, my friends, and even my team, right? This is critical. You're going to have ups and downs in business, but to be able to share them and, bounce ideas off other people, that is a way that you maintain your sanity in what sometimes is a very crazy environment as entrepreneurs. Glenda says watching videos and application of makeup technique is how she does her self-care, right? Self-love is important too, absolutely. So this has especially been true during the past 3 months. And this article came out, I believe, in early 2020. You guys know the pandemic shook our whole worlds up, and it caused a lot of struggles. A lot of businesses had to make some major pivots in order to keep the doors open, right? Had to overcome some major hurdles, and having a support group to be able to talk through some of these things is critically important. And I remember one of the things that caused me to have some mental issues. I was sexually and physically abused as a child. And I remember I learned about this process called shedding. I was at a business event, which was funny that this took place at a business event. And what happens is when you have things that sometimes you can feel ashamed of or feel bad about, you don't want to tell anybody, even people as close to you, because it hurts to relive that trauma. But during this shedding process, I remember the gentleman was on stage and he was talking about, here's what we're going to do, guys. In order for us to overcome some of the blockages in our lives, they're really tied to some past events in our lives, right? And in order for us to overcome them, you got to speak them out. And he had us get away from the people that we were in the event with and go find a stranger. And he said, I want you to tell that stranger something that you have never told anybody that is holding you back. And that was the first time I had ever said what had happened to me out loud, right? And it started a slow process of healing. So talking out your struggles, guys, it really, really helps a tremendous deal with keeping your sanity, maintaining your sanity, but also making sure you strategically choose who you're talking these things out with is also critically important. And I often think about that person. Of course, I don't know that person. I couldn't recognize them in the lineup if they was standing right in front of me today. And I often wonder, when you hit somebody with something heavy like that, how does that affect them, right? And I don't know if it actually does, because to be honest, I can't even remember what the secret that person told me. But nevertheless, choosing who you're going to share these types of things with is important, and constantly sharing them and talking through them and not letting them build up is critically important. So number one on our list of 25 things that you can do to stay mentally sharp, mentally focused, mentally healthy as entrepreneurs is practice self-care. Take care of yourself, people. Number two, share your struggles with other people. Don't keep that stuff bottled up because it builds under pressure and you can either explode or implode, and neither of which are healthy. Right now, it's time for 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. That is where we play a short motivational video. I ask you to give your takeaways from what you hear, and I'm going to give my takeaways from what I hear as well. This is one of those things that I am also heavily engaged in all of the time as part of self-care, as part of me continuing to grow. And I would encourage you to do the same thing. Find some good material to constantly feed yourself to keep you growing on the right path. So let's check out 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
There is not a person in this room that is not constantly up under attack. No matter how blessed you've been, no matter how successful, no matter how accomplished, no matter how healthy, no matter how fruitful you are, somewhere in your life, you are either being attacked or about to be attacked in some area of your life. And God says, I'm going to bless you, but you've got to dress for the battle while you receive the blessing. With every blessing, there is a battle. I would venture to say the greater the blessing, the greater the battle. The enemy would not send that level of battle against you if there were not that level of blessing before you. The level of battle you face is an indication of the level of blessings that you stand to receive. No robber robs an empty house. Nobody holds up a bag lady because she doesn't have anything to steal. If you're up under attack, there's something to be gained. See, you got all dressed up not to run. You got dressed up to stand, not to give place or territory, not to evacuate the turf that's yours.
Hoo-wee. Now, let me ask you guys a serious question. Are you prepared to fight for your blessings? Oh man, I want y'all to hear me this morning. Are you prepared to fight for your blessings? So many of us have got it twisted. We are waiting on the windows of heaven to open and shower down on us our blessings, but we are assuming that there is nothing that we have to do. We're assuming that we will not have to fight for them. Listen, the children of Israel was promised land flowing with milk and honey. When, however, they showed up at that land, they sent Joshua and Caleb and 10 other spies to go spy the land. And you know what? The 10 other spies came back and said, listen, there's giants over there. You know what Joshua and Caleb said? Yeah, there are giants over there, but we can take them. We just crossed a Red Sea on dry land because the God we serve is with us. So yeah, if he said that land is ours, I don't care that there's giants over there. Are you ready to fight for your blessings? Oh man, the greater the battle, the greater the blessing. And every time you set out to do something great and you actually commit to it, you're going to receive stresses from an equal and opposing force to test to see if you really want it. Now, some of y'all ain't in no battles right now. You're saying, well, Cortez, that ain't my problem. See, if you're not in a battle right now, chances are you're not committed to doing anything great. So there's no opposition in your life. But the moment you seriously commit to go after a dream, a goal, to do something major, to do something big, to create an immense impact, you better believe that opposition is going to show up and be right there with you every step of the way, testing you at every step. The late great Dr. Miles Monroe said, every vision must be tested for authenticity. The universe's way of testing to see if you're serious about that thing is the minute you say, I'm going to do something great. How serious are you? They hit you with a problem. They hit you with a challenge. But here's the thing. It's the blessing and the curse. It's the gift and the curse at the same time. If you overcome the challenge that shows up in your face, you get stronger and more prepared for the next challenge that's going to show up. But if you tuck tail and run, then that's just validation to the universe that you didn't really want it in the first place. Ladies and gentlemen, be prepared for the test. Constantly be preparing yourself for the test. Constantly be growing, constantly be strengthening yourself, your mind, your body, and your spirit. Constantly be preparing for the test that's going to show up in your life if you are attempting to do anything great. That's what I heard, right? Glenda heard that greater the blessing, the greater the battles. Vivian said, in progress right now. Love it. So that is 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. 1 Minute Motivation is brought to you by myperfectmoneyplan.com. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a master class that is available for you to tap into right now. This master class will teach you how to get double-digit returns on your investments. If you're a Generation X, baby boomers, or even Generation Y, then chances are retirement planning is at the top of your mind. You're really starting to think about, man, what is life going to look like for me 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? If you attend myperfectmoneyplan.com, which is a generational wealth masterclass, you're going to see how to get your retirement account to double every 4 to 5 years. You're going to see and learn the language of money. You're going to learn how to 10x your contributions to your 401k so that you can retire even faster. Whether you have a 401k, IRA, or traditional or Roth IRA, whatever you're putting your money in, you got to get good returns if you want that money to double. So www.myperfectmoneyplan.com. Sign up for the Generational Wealth Masterclass. It's going to bless your life. That is, of course, if you're trying to build a generational legacy for you and your family. So let's continue. We were talking the 25 mental health tips for every entrepreneur because we know that entrepreneurship is warfare, ladies and gentlemen. And let me just go ahead and put the link in the comments real quick. It's going to be in the show notes as well for those of you who are listening to the actual podcast. You can just look at the show notes, and it's www.myperfectmoneyplan.com. If you are an entrepreneur, then one thing that you know is that entrepreneurship is warfare. And when I say warfare, we have a lot of fun with competing against other businesses and trying to gain market share and all of that stuff. But the biggest battle for entrepreneurs is that internal battle with yourself, that battle to be better than you were yesterday. And that battle is stressful. That battle will have you, if you're not performing some regular steps to maintain your mental health, that battle with yourself could literally drive you insane. So that's why we are focusing on these 25 tips. So number one, was practice self-care. Number 2 is share your struggles with others. Number 3, this is one of my favorite. Have a morning gratitude routine. Have a morning gratitude routine. Julie Ann Dokowitz, CEO and creative director of Girl in Heels Travel, right? She says, for me, the one practice that I do each and every day without fail to help improve my mental health is a gratitude practice. Every day when I wake up, before even checking my phone, I light up some sage, put in my earphones, and zen out to some gentle music. Do you have a gratitude routine? Right? That's my deal, man. I open my eyes and I usually lay in bed in quiet silence for 10 to 15 minutes before I get out of bed, and just thankful and understanding that no matter what's going on in the world or whatever the day has for me, I woke up, so I'm already blessed. Do you have an attitude of gratitude first thing in the morning? Put my hand on my wife. She's moving. She's breathing. Oh, I'm doubly blessed, right? I'm thankful. I'm grateful. Every morning, you got to start your day with the understanding that somebody didn't wake up. You got to start your day with the fact that somebody woke up to some horrific news. One of their loved ones didn't wake up, right? So I'm huge on that. Once I am comfortable, I set a 2 to 3 minute timer. And in that time, I give gratitude to as many things as I can in my life. And it can be large material things like my car that gives me transportation to wherever I need, to the small things like my memory foam mattress that gives me proper rest at night. Are you thankful? See, we tend to focus on the negative in our lives because we've been trained to do that, right? Without even realizing it. If you watch the news regularly, you'll notice that the news spends 95% of the broadcast telling you about the 5% of negativity going on in your community. So without thinking about it, you think that your community is 95% bad, and you approach your community with that in mind, with that fearful state. Man, people out here killing, people out here robbing, people out here raping, people out here selling drugs on every corner. No, they just blew that 5% of negativity up in your community. They talk about it 95% of the time. And when you approach your community, you see nothing but what you have been programmed to see. So you by default see all the negative things. But when you wake up with an attitude of gratitude and you're thankful, you really start to see that no, 95% of what's going on in my life is good. 5% of the things that I'm going to experience today will have a negative impact on me. 5% of the news that I get today is going to be negative. 95% of everything that's happening to you every day is good. And when you start seeing the world that way, then you start seeing the good in everybody. Now, I'm not saying be foolish enough to not lock your car doors and that kind of stuff. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's more good in the world than bad. That's all they focus on is the bad. So that sensationalizes or basically blows up the little bit of negativity. So be careful with that, man, because how you approach the world has a lot to do with how the world receives you and what happens to you as you're moving throughout the world. I approach the world with gratitude, with love, with peace, and that's all I see around me, y'all. That's all I see. Number 4, slow down. This is from Donnie Gamble, owner of Retirement Investments. This is a topic I'm passionate about and spend a lot of time researching because it's a big deal for every business owner and entrepreneur, especially in 2020. I live as a digital nomad along with many others, and I see them try to fit too much into one day. They scramble throughout their work, run out the door to rush through an activity in a strange place, skip a meal in the process, and worry about the poor work they turned in throughout the day. Slow down. This is big for me because I want success so bad. I'm ready to have my hands on all of this wealth because I know there are some things that I could be doing in my community, right? But slow down. All the ripping and the running. Slow it down, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to create mental health, clarity, and focus, you got to realize that there's no way you can get everything done in every moment, and it's okay to fall short. It's okay to take some time off, right? Those of you who exercise regularly and work out, today is Wednesday for me. Wednesday is a rest day for me in terms of my workout, right? At some point, even if you work out all the time, you've got to give your body time to rest and recuperate. You can't just run without paying a consequence. And the consequence that most entrepreneurs are paying is a loss of health, a loss of family, relationships with spouses and kids suffer, and even a loss of life. Right? Eliani says, I'm getting so much better with balance and slowing down. And don't get me wrong when I say slow down, and that doesn't mean you have to do it the way I do it, right? And Eliani brought up a good word, balance. But what's balanced for you may not be balanced for somebody else. And I hope you guys hear me on this, because some of us, or we're trying to create balance in our business and our family and our journey, but we're doing it according to what other people say should be balanced for us. The analogy that I like to use is football. In football, the most successful teams have a balanced attack. Balance doesn't mean they run the ball the exact same amount of times that they throw the ball. It means they are in balance for them and their makeup of their team. It means for one team, I might throw the ball 75% of the time. But if you know that every time I drop back, I'm going to throw the ball, then you can set your defense for that. So I have to run it just enough so that keeps you guessing. So 25% based on the makeup of my team might be enough for me to have a balanced attack. I run 25% of the time, 25% of the time I'm throwing it. Another team, based on their philosophy and their strategies, might run 75% of the time. They might have an Eric Dickerson, a Walter Payton, a Barry Sanders in their backfield, and they know that if 75% of the time we give the ball to this guy, we're going to have a good play. But we can't give it to him 100% of the time, because eventually the defense is just going to stack up and shut it down. So every now and then we got to fake like we're giving it to the running back so that we can throw it over the top. See, balance is different for everybody, y'all, but balance is yet key, right? But you got to find your balance. You can't let somebody tell you how many hours you should be working in your business. You can't let somebody else tell you how much time you should be spending with your family. You got to find the balance that is right for you and your situation. Number 5, man, time is getting away from us. Number 5, journal out all the bad feelings, right? This is from Krista Walsh, founder of Crystal Walsh Copywriting. I've been working for myself for years as the owner of a website copywriting business. I love my work, but I couldn't figure out why about half my days weren't very productive. Worse, those unproductive days were foggy, anxious, and full of mindless distraction. But then I realized that what was going on those unproductive, foggy, distracted days was that I was subconsciously being avoidant. I was doing whatever I could to not think too deeply, which meant I avoided stretches of silence, solo work, and critical thought by eating poorly, watching a quick TV show, or checking Instagram over and over again. I was not letting my mind settle because I was afraid of my own thoughts. Bang. So I decided to block out 30 minutes first thing in the morning to free write all my bad feelings and negative thoughts. I wrote whatever came up until all the nagging thoughts were gone. Journal out the bad feelings, man. Journaling is just, I'm learning to get into that more and more. But that's a discipline that it takes discipline to journal, right? I ain't gonna lie. And I'm sucking right now. Right. But one thing you have to do is learn how to embrace the suck, right? Embrace that you're bad at something before you get good at it. Right. So right now I'm bad at journaling, but I understand the significance of it now. I read most of Brendan Burchard's book, High Performance Habits. Right. Yeah, it's called High Performance Habits. And he's got this great journal that he put together to help him execute on these high performance habits. And it's a pretty dope thing. How many of you guys journal? Do you keep a journal? Write journal in the comments if you are serious about keeping a journal. I'm getting better and better, y'all. But I don't do it daily, but I'm practicing, right, to get better at it. So learn how to write out your bad feelings, y'all. And that's another way to stay mentally healthy. Number 6. Now this one was pretty weird, but now after reading it, I understood. But on the surface, I was like, what? Number 6. Throw yourself a dance party. Throw yourself a dance party is number 6, right? So this is from Jessica Gifford, founder and CEO of Thrive Growing Wellness, right? We all know that exercise is good for us. The only problem is that I hate doing it. Running and working out range from uncomfortable to downright painful, and they're boring, right? It takes a lot of willpower to do boring, uncomfortable things, even when they're good for us. As an entrepreneur, I use up about 90% of my willpower on business-related tasks, which doesn't leave much left for my health, right? So this is what she says she does. This is embarrassing to confess because I work in the wellness field, but I am a big believer in doing things that are quick, easy, and effective. That's why I was delighted to find this article, Running 5 Minutes a Day has a long-lasting benefit, right? Which reports that 5 minutes of running per day had the same benefits of running 30 minutes or longer. So what did she do? She says, surely even I could do 5 minutes of exercise a day, and surely getting my heart pounding for 5 minutes, no matter how I did it, would have the same benefits of running. That's when I instituted my 5-minute solo dance party routine, right? She says, I wait until my partner jumps into the shower because it's important to dance like no one else is watching. And when the partner's away, no one is watching. Throw on my running shoes, choose 2 or 3 songs from my dance playlist, and rock out in my PJs. Dance party. She's like, hey, nobody's around. I need this 5 minutes of getting my heart rate up, and boom. So it's similar to what I would do. Like I like basketball. So I need to get my heart pumping. So if I can find a quick basketball game to go play in, that's how I would prefer to get my exercise in, right? Because she's right. Working out is boring, right? It's boring. Running, I hate running. Well, let me stop saying that. I love running, right? I'm falling in love with running, but that stuff is boring. So you got to find a way to exercise, because all of the hormones and the endorphins that are released in your body based on you getting your heart pumping are very beneficial, especially when you do this stuff early in the morning. So really quickly, before we finish up, before we finish up part one, we'll get to the last, I think we'll go through 4 more, and then we'll finish up next Wednesday. But I want to share with you guys a video from our sponsor. Kids love money. They just don't understand it. So check out this short video on how we as a people can start getting our children in love with money and understanding financial literacy. Check it out.
I want to help you guys teach the babies about money with this brand new resource right here. Bang, check that out. Kids Love Money. They Just Don't Understand It by S.L. Crawford. Man, I'm excited about this. I'm actually having the author of this book come on the Cortez Hustle Show in a couple weeks, so y'all be looking out for this. But I didn't just get the book, y'all. Watch this. She also created these wonderful money flashcards. Boom! Check that out, man. So now we've got no excuse as to why we are not teaching our babies about money. We know that they're never going to teach this stuff in school. Poverty is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. So please understand that it is your responsibility as a parent to make sure your children are financially literate. You can no longer use the excuse that, hey, my parents didn't teach me about money. No, you can go and learn about money yourself so you can teach it to your children. So these are some pretty dope flashcards that comes with the bundle that I bought. And then this is the book.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, show some love to our sponsor. And I want to give you 3 free gifts if you purchase the book through the link in the comments or the show notes. All you got to do is inbox me or email me a copy of your receipt. I'm going to give you a restaurant voucher where you get free meals at your favorite restaurants to the value of $100. I'm going to give you my guide on how to increase your income. And I also want to give you my guide on how to increase your assets, understanding investing. Those 3 resources you can get if, my friend, you purchase the book and the flashcard bundle. So you'll get the book, will teach the babies about money, but then the free bonuses will teach the parents about money at the same time. So let's get through a few more of these. Number 7, we're talking 25 mental health tips for entrepreneurs. Number 7, practice mindful meditation. This comes from Jack Wang, CEO of Amazing Beauty Hair. For me, it is mindfulness meditation. It only takes me 10 minutes a day to practice being in the moment, not ruminating about the past or worrying about the future. That is more than enough for me to get myself back to the present and centered. I figured that it's helped me deal with stress and anxiety, which is crucial for all business owners. And there are tons of apps and videos that can help you understand how to meditate. This is the one thing that I have not quite added to my routine just yet. But I'm excited about learning and understanding more about the power of meditation. Number 8, develop an awesome morning routine. Man, you want to set your day on fire? You want to slay your day? That's my favorite word. I always ask my wife if she's ready to slay. Do you want to slay the day? You want to set your day on fire? Have a routine that works for you every single morning. My one habit or practice that has most significantly improved my mental health and wellness is my morning routine. This is Jill Hickson, Chief Curator at the Art Arsenal. My morning routine gets me from bed to the computer. And this is just an example of her morning routine. Stretch, breathe, and meditate in bed. Then she makes her bed. You guys know the psychology of making up your bed and why the military does that? Oh man, it goes deep. I had on one of my motivational videos, Marine Sergeant broke down the importance and the significance of that. It is dope. If never go look that up if you want to get some interesting insight on starting your day. Heat and drink a glass of lemon water while coffee brews. Ice face, then put on do-it-yourself face lemon and honey mask. All right. Turn on the Today Show. Sit down with my first cup of coffee at the computer. Check my daily to-do list, which is taped to my monitor. Take a quick cold shower, get dressed, and then tune into the day's webinars. Morning routine. What is your morning routine? What is your morning routine? Every morning, do you have something that you can count on? For me, and I'm up at 5 to 5:30, and I do my same breathing and meditation in bed, my gratitude, giving thanks for all the things that I am blessed with. And then boom, I turn on my headphones, hit the basement, and I get my workout in, right? And then after that, I get myself a cold shower. My mentor, Henry Doris, has got me taking cold showers. And the significance of that is forcing yourself to do something that's uncomfortable. When you choose to do something uncomfortable, it actually prepares you. It makes you better prepared when uncomfortable situations happen unexpectedly, right? It is the weirdest thing, but man, it has helped me break free from a lot of things, right? And then of course I come and I get ready for the show and get my computer set up and all that kind of stuff. And that's my morning routine, man. Number 9. All right, are we on number 9? Number 9, transform your body. Right. This is from Brett Prentice, co-founder of Instinct Marketing. The one habit that has significantly improved my mental health and wellness has been a change to a healthy lifestyle. I have lost 60 pounds in the past 5 months, and my productivity level has gone up significantly. I am even more inspired to push forward with my business and make it even more successful. Man, this is huge, y'all. This is huge. This is why exercise is so important to me. And if you missed last week's Wellness Wednesday, where we talked about 10 ways exercise will make you a better entrepreneur, I'll put a link to that in the show notes as well, under related posts. And you got to see that because exercise does so much for our health. And a lot of the things that it does are not tangible. They're not shape changing. They're not, physique building, but they are mental and psychological. You've got to get yourself into a regular exercise routine. And when you do it in the morning, the hormones and the endorphins and all of those things that's released into your body actually helps you power through your day. All right. Number 10. Enjoy the journey, man. Miley Cyrus has a song that I like called It's the Climb. And she's talking about getting to the top of these various mountains in her life and these different things that she's got going on. And it's not about reaching the summit as much as it is the climb. It is who you're becoming along the way that's important. Right? Who are you becoming along the way that's important. Jim Rohn has a quote that says, how do you become an above average income earner? By becoming an above average person. It's who you become. The journey is shaping you. That's important. When I was younger, my head was constantly in a space other than the present. They say that guilt is when you live in the past and anxiety is when you live in the present. The truth is, as an entrepreneur, I always imagined the future as being better. It was as if I was holding out for the day that I could allow myself to feel accomplished and successful, even though my arbitrary definition of success is ever changing. Just like most entrepreneurs, the definition of success. Enjoy the journey. Pause, take a breath, pat yourself on the back for the things you have accomplished while you're on the pursuit of accomplishing other things. That, my friend, is critically important. Number 11, and this is the last one we'll finish up with today. And you guys make sure that y'all keep us locked. And next week, we'll finish up the rest of these. But try exercise snacks. What the heck is an exercise snack, right? This is from Amber Nash, writer and editor at Nash Digital. Entrepreneurial work can mean long, sedentary work hours. To jumpstart your energy and motivation to get back to healthy habits, I swear by exercise snacks throughout the day. I work a computer for 8 hours per day. When I feel that my energy or mood has tanked, I push myself to engage in a burst of 20-second activity. Sometimes the 20 seconds will encourage me to move more, but I always find that I'm more motivated and alert after my exercise snack. I am much more productive on the days that I practice my exercise snack than on days that I talk myself out of doing them. Brendan Burchard in his High Performance Habits book talks a lot about this as well, and that you should never go more than 50 minutes without an exercise snack. He doesn't call it an exercise snack, but it's a mini reboot, right? How many guys, like when you sit down to your computer for the first time, you are the most productive, and the longer you stay in that position, the less productive you get. But then when you take a lunch break and you come back after lunch, that first few minutes after lunch, you're fired up and you're getting a lot done that way too. Well, imagine every 50 minutes, you got that burst, right? This is what an exercise snack looks like. Every 60 to 90 minutes, get yourself up, walk away from the task that you're doing. Do you 15 jumping jacks, right? Do you some tuck jumps, some push-ups, or whatever you can get away with in your job, in your office. It might just be taking a brisk walk around your cubicle 3 or 4 times, right? And when you sit back down, I promise you're going to be more productive. So that, my friend, is 11 of the 25 mental health tips for entrepreneurs. Again, entrepreneurship is warfare. You are in constant war with yourself, and to keep from going insane, you need to have some mental health hacks that you're going to participate in. So I'll talk to you guys next time. I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now, hello. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.